Today we have Shelley and Andrew Cloutier with Ada Village Pharmacy in the studio today with us. Thanks for being on the podcast.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, thanks
Awesome.
for having us.
So tell me about yourself. Like, where did you grow up and how did you get to West Michigan?
We grew up in California.
Okay.
We were there up until, 2005 when I graduated pharmacy school.
Okay.
And the real estate market then was doing what it is now. So it was very expensive to own a home there. And right out of school, we couldn't afford a home.
I get that.
So we decided we'd been out here because Shelley's family lives out here or has come from here. So in the past. So we decided after being married in Detroit, Michigan, that we really enjoyed the area. So we decided to come out here and leave California behind.
So did you live on the Detroit side at all, or did you always?
It's always been Grand Rapids.
Always Grand Rapids, yeah.
Okay. So, and then how do you choose the pharmacy? Like, why did you get into that?
Well, I kind of fell into it because I was in the Army for 4 years. And when I got out, I was working back in a grocery store stocking shelves where I was before that. And a job came open in the pharmacy. And I was really doing pre-dental at the time.
Okay.
I wanted to be an orthodontist. And I kind of veered off into pharmacy as I learned the field. And that's how I got into it. It was kind of by happenstance. I wasn't planning on it.
Okay. And Shelley, are you also a pharmacist, or what is your role with the company?
My role is wellness. We're a wellness center too, and so
Okay.
I'm the wellness part. So before, right after we got married, I worked in corporate wellness, and then because my degree's in exercise science, and then we had kids, and I stayed home with them and homeschooled them. And then when we were talking about doing a pharmacy, we wanted it to be, yes, medications have their place, but we also want to have the option of natural type items for people. And so that's what I build around the wellness part.
Okay. So that would be how you differ from other pharmacies.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So explain that a little bit. Like, how does that work? What are some natural cures or
Yeah.
remedies that you have?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a fair amount of people that would like to try other things besides medications first, and so we have a very popular line, Rocasa Organics, and they have a couple hundred items. We don't have them all, but we have a lot of them, and we're the only one in Grand Rapids that carries it. And so it's going to be natural things such as essential oils or herbs or it's all organic. And so, that really appeals to our community to have organic and to lower the amount of chemicals that you're coming in contact with. So that type of thing. And then we have supplements that are, we have a nice brand that is a more natural brand that they're very careful about where they source their ingredients. And so, things like that. And, for example, a lot of people use acid reducers over the counter, but if a lot of people don't know that you can just take some apple cider vinegar before, like 15 minutes before you eat, and that might take care of the problem, and then you never even have to go on an acid reducer. So there's lots of
Interesting
yeah, right. There's lots of options.
So where did the passion for organic alternatives come from?
Well, it's just really important to me to, as I was raising my kids, since wellness had always been a part of what I believed in, it's always been kind of with me. And so once I learned, I keep learning each year about different things. And once you learn about how many chemicals you come in contact with and how that puts a strain on your liver, because your liver is supposed to detoxify everything and be fine. But when we have so many things in our environment that we come in contact with us, that overburdens our liver. And so,
I can imagine.
Yeah, a lot. And so we don't realize it, but you really need to support your liver so that the detox can continue to happen. And down there in Ada, they kind of have a wellness thing that they're doing down there. We're people know they like to walk a lot, and they know the benefits of sweating, because if you sweat, you can, it comes out your skin and that kind of thing. And so I like science, and so that with the wellness part, it just fits me. And I am a health coach too, and so
Okay.
I can help people with that. That lifestyle change is hard because it's you're doing one thing, and then you can take a pill, but it may not work, and there is some lifestyle change that you need to make. And so there's some talking you have to do about it to try to incorporate that into your life.
Okay. Well, that's a lot of change, and can be a good thing too, right?
For sure.
So
Yeah.
how did you choose Ada to open your pharmacy?
We lived in Ada for about 6 years or so, and back then the whole Ada, basically downtown, didn't really exist very
It's
much.
changed so much
I mean,
in the last couple of years.
it was quite different. And there was another pharmacy there that had they had consolidated with another one, so they went away. So there was no pharmacy in Ada, and we didn't really feel like Ada could handle a pharmacy for quite a while when we lived there. But as they built up this community, we felt like it could handle a pharmacy and it needed one because it was a community without one, and that's hard on a community.
Sure.
It's a staple that's necessary.
Yeah, especially having a good pharmacist that you can ask questions of and
Yeah,
actually get recommendations, right?
right.
So, which you don't get at a lot of those big box stores, right?
No, they're extremely busy and overworked and
Yeah, the
understaffed.
pharmacists
And
hide in the back. You can't see them, and he is out front. As soon as you walk in, he greets everybody, and he's very accessible. And pharmacists are the most accessible healthcare professionals out there. What other one can you just walk in and ask a question to without making an appointment?
None. And usually
Right.
that's actually something I tell my real estate agents that work on my team because buyers and sellers want instant appointments. They want to say, I want to see this house tomorrow at 2. A lot of times, agents will do it, but they can push back and say, I'm not available at 2. Can you do 4? I give the example, like call your dentist, ask your dentist, how soon can you get in?
Right.
My teeth are falling out of my head, right? Like no matter what it is, they're going to say, make an appointment.
Right.
Our next available is, next year at June 3rd.
I know it's getting harder and harder
Yeah.
to make appointments. Right.
We have to book my dentist out almost 6 months. And if I miss that appointment, they'll put you on a waiting list.
Wow.
And sometimes you'll have to wait another month or 2 before they can even get you in, which it's crazy how busy they are. But
Yeah.
that's actually very cool that you're that accessible for people because there's probably a lot of times where people feel like it's an emergency, right? And
Oh, yeah.
really want, whatever it is to feel better or be better and that you're there answering those questions. So
Yeah, I hear it constantly that the bigger stores, sometimes they have to wait, 6 hours or till tomorrow to get their antibiotics, and that's just not right.
Yeah.
So we try to do things real quick. As soon as the prescription's called in, it pops up on my screen, and we knock out the ones that need to be done right away. So we try to make it very quickly for the customer.
So I know that there's been some shortages on different medications. Like, how do you guys deal with that?
Oh, it's a constant battle.
Okay.
Yeah. I would tell you that a lot of the big box stores, they use one wholesaler only. So when there's a shortage, they have to just manage it with one wholesaler. And independent pharmacies can typically use, as many wholesalers as they can handle. So right now, currently, I think I use maybe 5 or 6 typically. So I can mitigate a lot of those shortages.
Growing up, I remember there being a lot of independent pharmacies. I feel like they're kind of going away. Do you feel like that's the case?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're a rare breed.
Okay.
Probably too much of a conversation here because there's a lot of reasons for that.
Oh,
Primarily,
sure.
primarily it's the big what are called PBMs or pharmacy benefit managers. They control all the income that we get from insurance plans, and so they've basically taken in a lot more money than they deserve, and it's killed the independent pharmacy. It's just different that I have to operate differently than say like a guy that's 50 or 60 that's been doing this forever, and maybe not paying attention as much as I do
Okay.
to the books part.
Not everything has to be done for the money, right? It can be
Right.
done for the community and for the passion that you have for what you're doing, right?
Sure.
So
Sure.
And that's the really nice thing about an independent is that we can pivot if the community needs something, and a corporate can't. They can't pivot like we can. And so we are much closer to the community because of that access when they come in, and we have time to sit and talk to them. I mean, where in the corporate world are you going to sit and just chat and you get to know the people in the community? And so we see what the needs are and we pivot when we need to. And that's what makes it fun is that we feel like we have a family, like we're a part, that we're giving something to them, they give something to us, and that's what makes it warm and fun.
I would say we probably know 90% of the people that come in there. So when they're walking in from their car, we pretty much know what they want or what's coming.
and that's probably why people come back, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what you would expect in a
Right.
like small mom and pop kind of operation.
Right.
You've been doing this a while. Are you able to make recommendations now on holistic alternatives to the medications that people would typically want as prescriptions?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's funny because once in a while people will, when we say that we'd like to get people off their medications, they think that's an odd business model, right? Why would you open up a pharmacy and get people off their medicines? But then it pretty much goes from me to Shelley, and then Shelley gives a lot of the great recommendations for the natural holistic side of the business.
So I think, some of those big box stores survive on all the extra things that they sell, candy, pop,
Right.
whatever else is in their stores. Like,
Yeah.
do you have a similar type setup, or are you just
No, we have an extensive over-the-counter section that has a lot of gifts and natural products and things like that. We also do a lot of services, like we do strep and flu testing. We have a collaborative practice agreement with the local physician to where if somebody tests positive, we can prescribe them an antibiotic under the protocol. So it's very convenient. They don't have to go to the urgent care. It's very fast, very efficient.
it's nice?
So it's very unusual. A lot of pharmacies don't do that.
So flu test, what other type of tests do you guys?
We do flu and strep, and we do one called pharmacogenomic testing, which is testing genes for the way they metabolize medications. And that's helpful when they go see a doctor. They can point to this and say, I really shouldn't be on this medication because of this, because of my genes.
Okay.
And then,
Never heard of that one.
Yeah,
On
it's-
a couple medications.
yeah, again, it's another unusual thing, but it's a once in a lifetime test because it's your genes.
You may be a slow metabolizer or a fast metabolizer, and this test will tell you. And so it'll tell you. Because right now when they put you on meds, they kind of go by a protocol and they have to fine tune it. And in the meantime, you might get side effects and there might be some suffering there. So this is going to minimize suffering
Okay.
because you're getting right to what would be best for you.
I think you lucked out and picked Ada as a location. Were there other areas that you were considering?
Now, it's very hard to open up a pharmacy unless you know the community well. And because we saw Ada kind of building it up, we saw the potential there, and we're just familiar, which makes it a lot easier to open up a pharmacy. I think the location worked out really well because we're right across from Ada Market. And when we were looking for a spot, we said, well, if you can get us near the grocery store, because that's important. They don't have a pharmacy there. It's too small. We would love to open up one there. So they kind of carved out a spot for us, which worked out really well.
Really nice. So, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of positives for that, but just I'm sure foot traffic is a big one.
Yes.
So what would you say what other things make your pharmacy different than other ones that are out there?
If you walked in the door, you'd be a little surprised by what you see because it's different than any pharmacy you probably been in. We set it up differently. You don't have to go all the way to the back to the pharmacy counter. It's not set up that way. Against the advice of our
consultant.
Setting up the store.
Yeah.
our consultants. They suggested that we have the pharmacy way in the back so that you meander through the over-the-counter products and buy things and that kind of thing, like a normal pharmacy might be set up. We set it up right when you walk in the door. There's the pharmacy right there.
And it has a natural feel. The colors and the accents in there is more of a natural. So you feel comfortable. I mean, when people come in, they're sick or they don't feel well. And so we want to have a comfortable, calming, natural place for them to sit in if they're waiting for, a test or just a couple minutes for their meds or something.
In fact, we've had a lot of people come in wondering if we even act like a pharmacy. Do we do prescriptions? Because it just looks different. But yeah, we have a fully functioning pharmacy. It does everything you would expect.
I think even all the big box ones kind of look the same if you look at
Oh, yeah.
right? Their whole
They're very boring.
area is like
Sterile and
rows and white floors
Right.
and glass windows, right?
Yeah,
So,
this is completely different. We have in fact, from the pharmacy counter, we have a big array of windows so we can actually see outside, and it's a whole different world. It's much better.
so what's your favorite part about the Ada community?
Go ahead.
well, we're really the nice thing about downtown Ada is that they have a couple of organizations that are very active in making sure that people know about the businesses and that the businesses communicate with each other. And we have lots of great events down there, and we're just involved all the time. There's Discover Ada and the Ada Business Association that I'm very involved in, and so we're always helping each other to let each other know what's going on. And so it's like a family down there because whenever an event happens, we might be doing something that helps one of the other ones, and you just feel like it's a cohesive kind of life down there. It's not they're doing their thing over here and they're doing their thing over there. It is one big kind of community message.
Okay. So what is your favorite event that the Ada Business Association or Business District put on?
We love the concerts in the summer.
Yeah.
Because,
I
you
heard
know,
of those actually.
yeah, they're Wednesday nights, and they start just after we close, so we see people coming in. We're very close to the park where they go to, and it's just, it's warm, and it's just everybody just hangs out and they just meander around. They have a social district, so they can go to the restaurants and get something to drink and come back. And so it's just this nice feel that where the concert is a play structure where the kids could play while the parents are listening to it. And it all just works out really well. I mean, the way that they created the downtown and where they put things, it's nice.
Okay. You make it sound nice, actually. So,
Oh.
yeah. So I think that's a great thing about those smaller towns. They have those type of events and businesses supporting businesses, and that's really what we try to do on our podcast and in our Facebook group, Grand Rapids Informed. So, if you do have somebody visiting you from out of town, where's the one place where you say they should check out?
There's several of them. I think a lot of people want to go meander and check out the new hotel that's over there.
Oh, that's
They have a couple of restaurants. Yeah.
The farmers market on Tuesdays. If they're there during the week, the farmers market is great on Tuesdays, because they have organic options and also gifty type things. A couple of gift vendors, and so that's really nice. Which is right next to the library, so you can go right across to the library and have a little kids story time.
Yep.
It's all very convenient to walk around, very walkable.
We did a podcast with one of my agent's friends, and they actually have a business where they sell salmon from Alaska that they sell in like the local farmers markets here. And I believe they do also sell it at Ada.
There is a fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a fish.
It was a really interesting story that they had, which you wouldn't think you would get salmon from Alaska in a farmer's market in Ada or Grand Rapids, right? So that's kind of surprises that you get there.
Yeah.
We love to support the farmers, and we get a lot of our food from the farms, and anything that we can do. We hope to have a booth out there this summer at the farmers market, and we've got somebody out there who's going to offer some protein cookies, because everybody's really big on protein, and so how can you get more healthy protein in your diet? And she wants to teach people how to walk around to the different vendors and create a meal and the healthy way that how you would pick your vegetables or pick your meat and then create the meal for the day. And so it's that kind of thing that yes, we're out there as a pharmacy, but also we're extending out to the other people, the farmers, so that we can all, benefit from what each of us know. Each of us know a little aspect of something about health, and so we put it all together and you got a nice little package.
Yeah, that's I think something you wouldn't expect at a farmer's market again, right? So,
Yeah.
You've lived here 5 years?
Well, this is our second time living in West Michigan. We were here from 05 to 07, moved back to California where our family was, and we were there for a decade and then moved back in 2016, and I've been here ever since.
Okay, so you're familiar with Grand Rapids, what it would look like in 2005. What would you say has changed since then?
We used to say when we were here in 2005 that downtown was very underutilized. It was a beautiful city, but nobody was around.
Yeah.
It was very quiet around here. And coming from everything's busy out in California, so you come here and
San Francisco and Sacramento
Yeah.
is just crawling. The downtowns are crawling with people.
I've heard.
So you would come here and it would be just, there'd be a few cars on the freeway. And it would
Yeah.
get there in 10 minutes. But it's changed so much since then. It's a bustling city. It's very well utilized now, I think.
They do a great job. The winter, when they put out those winter sculptures and you just walk
They're
around the
fun, yeah.
downtown, they just do a great job.
Yeah.
So starting a business is I'm sure hard. What piece of advice would you give somebody thinking about starting a business to maybe give them a head start?
I think the biggest thing is to get a business consultant, a good one, and then someone that's actually done something in your field so they know what they're talking about, in particular your field. I would suggest that they talk to other people that have done it recently as opposed to years ago, because they need to know how the dynamic of the business world for your particular job is going, like in pharmacy. Looking back, I think that we probably should have spoken to more pharmacies that are doing it. I did speak to a couple, and that was very helpful. They gave me some advice, some pitfalls, some benefits and negatives of doing it. So that's probably what I would do.
Yeah, you can learn something from anybody, even
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's what not to do, right?
Yeah. I tell my kids all the time, network as much as possible. Use any kind of resource you can to help you get as much information as you can ahead of time.
You have to be okay with risk and have that kind of personality that can take that kind of stress that comes with risk. And then you should always try to have somebody that, because it's going to be hard the first couple of years, that you're going to have ups and downs, and so have somebody that when you're down, that they can pick you back up, so that you keep going, because it's going to be hard
Oh, yeah.
those first couple of years.
Yeah.
There were a couple times where I had to call my pharmacy owner friends and say, "Am I going to be okay?" And they just talked me through it, and over the couple of years, it turned out.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad it did, and sounds like you guys have a great business out in Ada, and just
you.
I guess there's a lot to know and understand about the pharmacy world, and that there's options out there other than just prescriptions that I think is fascinating. So,
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit about your like personal life. Do you have kids or other family that lives here in West Michigan?
Yeah, we have 2 adult sons. One is 19, one's 22. Both go to U of M in grad school right now, and
Go Blue.
they sound young. Yeah, go Blue. They sound young to be finishing up grad school, but it's because she was homeschooling for K through 12 and helped them out a lot.
So when we got here to Michigan, I was pleasantly surprised I didn't have to jump through a bunch of hoops to start homeschooling. And West Michigan itself has a lot of options for homeschoolers here. There are many activities to do outside the home, and there's support. There's a homeschool building on the other side of town you could go to where there's a bookstore. I could find curriculum there,
Yeah.
and there's classrooms, and it just lends itself to be able to really offer a homeschooling experience tailored to my 2 boys. And so when they got into high school, the dual enrollment options here are also wonderful, and they were able to get a little bit ahead because we could do high school and college at the same time. And they had the experience of being able to go to Calvin, take a couple classes there, go to GRCC during high school. And
Wow.
yeah, so and it really saves a lot of money. And so you just have to be organized. And my boys left it. They K through, like I said, K through 12, and it really turned out great.
I think that for me, that doing something like that, it would be scary just to get started, right? Like you look at the schools and all that they provide, and like just thinking about like how to get started, and that's probably the scariest thing is where do I go to for help, or how do I like find social situations for my kids to be a part of, sports and that kind of thing. But
You just need to, and that's why it fit me so well, is because I'm a natural born researcher and I love to organize. And so when I had made the decision, homeschooling is what I want to do, then I knew how to dig into and find the resources for it. And so while we did half of it in California and half of it here, when I came out here, it's because they have the homeschool building, I could go there and get my curriculum quick. But the online options of being able to find information about what kind of homeschooling I want to do is simple, and I don't get overwhelmed by it. Like I never went to any of the homeschooling conferences because there were too many choices there, and
Sure.
I was confident in what I was doing, and I didn't want to walk in there and go, wait, I'm not doing enough, and then I felt good. The boys were doing good, because a homeschooler will say it. They'll often get asked, "How long are you going to homeschool?" And usually the response is, "Well, we just reevaluate every year. If everything's going well, we continue." And so at the end of the year, if everybody's happy, mom's happy, the kids are happy, and everybody's doing well, you do it the next year, because you always have that option to go into the schools if it's not working out. But it can be overwhelming, but you just have to tell yourself that, what is my goal? And I said, when I was thinking about homeschooling in the beginning, I said, my goal for the kids is to turn out 2 people that have wisdom and virtue. And that's the type of schooling I'm going to give them. And I'm not going to worry about anything else. And so when you start to question if you're doing enough, you go back to the original why of why you're doing it and what your purpose and what kind of kid you're trying to turn out. And then you just take a deep breath and you just keep going.
Thank you for stopping by today and sharing a little bit about your story. How can people find out more about your business?
They can call or come by anytime. We're open 6 days a week. We're located at 7505 River Street, right across from Ada Market. So we're there all the time. It's usually Shelley and I. We have a couple of the other employees, but we're primarily there almost every day.
Do you have a website or any social platforms?
It's AdaVillagePharmacy.com, our website, and then we are on Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect.